This episode will be considering another nutrient-dense food that is plant-based and very helpful for the body. The last podcast, I talked about chia seeds, and today I'm talking about another seed, abundant in nature. This occurs from the Middle East rather than the southern part of America, and is also readily available. Very similar to chia seeds, they have about the same benefits that they give to the body, but in various quantities. And this is this information is helpful for people who are looking for specific metabolic and skeletal support. So understanding the different components of this seed and the particular things that they are helpful for helps us to optimize their use for our health benefits. So the first thing I would talk about is that this seed helps us to regulate blood pressure effectively, and it's able to do that because of its the component it has, the alpha linoleic acid that it contains. This helps to prevent peripheral arterial diseases and also helps with lipid profile regulation. The second thing that flaxseed have is fiber. But this time around, it contains a higher percentage of soluble fiber compared to chia seeds. So because of the soluble fiber, it is more helpful for glycemic control, weight regulation typically, and the insoluble fiber still helps the bowel movement. So both ways it helps our digestive mechanisms to control our appetite, so you don't feel hungry as frequently. And this is not just holding your tummy. Remember that it contains carbohydrate, it contains protein, it contains some other essential nutrients that are helpful for you. The other thing about flax seeds is that it is one of the seeds, the plant-based seeds, that has the highest amount of lignan. Lignan is a component that has been found to be very protective against cancer. This is not what is found in the other plant-based seeds that are common and that people talk about. So one of the particular usefulness of flax seeds is that it contains lignan and its oncological protection. Flaxseed is also known as one of the naturally occurring estrogens. So we call them phytoestrogens. They are plant-based estrogen. And because of this that flax seeds have, they are able to protect cancer through a mechanism that I can explain in simple terms as competing with the naturally occurring estradiol, which is cancer promoting, whereas the phytoestrogen, the kind of estrogen we'll get from flax seeds,
is cancer protective.
is just trying to break it down in very simple terms. It's a bit more complex than that, but it is very protective of estrogen sensitive cancers, hormone sensitive cancers generally, such as breast cancer, uterine cancer, prostate cancer, and colon cancer. But I would want to put a note of caution here that you want to talk about some of these things with your physician before you go full blast into them. It also helps with hormonal regulation, and that is why it's usually recommended in the management of polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is now renamed as polycystic metabolic syndrome. One of the key management of PCOS or PCMS now is lifestyle and dietary changes. And this is where flax seeds come in very, very handy. How do we get the best from flax seeds? One of the ways is to ensure that you use the ground form. When you use it just as it is with the outer shell, the hard outer shell is too hard for the body to digest. So it just passes through and you're not getting anything from it. So ensure that the shell is broken and you have the full benefits of the seed. Storage is also another very important part of it because this contains a lot of polyunsaturated fat. It has to be milled, and then when it's already milled, it now makes it easy for the lipids to undergo oxidation and become rancid, and then it's not helpful anymore. So because of that, you want to store it in a cool place. The outer shell can be in room temperature, but once it's milled, once it's ground into the granules that you are going to use, then you have to store it in your refrigerator, preferably in an opaque container, just like you will store castor oil, for preservation. So some people recommend that you ground in bits and store in the refrigerator for use. In terms of the daily amounts to be used, it is recommended that 2 tablespoons are effective for every day. But you can always start with 1 tablespoon because something you're just introducing into your diet, you should start slowly and see how you tolerate it. Key to note also is that you should have adequate hydration when you're taking flaxseed. So whichever way you use it, in prepping with your meal, ensure that after that you take a lot of water, at least 150 to 250 mils of water per tablespoon of flax seeds that you are taking to support the flow in the digestive tract and for you to get the best benefits. There are a few safety precautions that you have to take note of, and that is for pregnancy and lactation. You want to check with your physician if it is safe for you to take because, like I mentioned, phytoestrogens may influence reproductive development. So for someone actually pregnant or lactating, you want to check that it is safe for you because flax seeds also contain some anticoagulants. For people with bleeding disorders, you want to check with your physician and your clinician to know if this is appropriate for you because it also helps to manage blood pressure. If you have an issue with low blood pressure, this might not be the supplement that is safe for you. But like I always say, anything that you want to do that is dramatic about your health, always consult your physician. Now, how do we incorporate this into our mainstream diet? I will be featuring that in a subsequent podcast. Simple, straightforward ways in which you can incorporate flaxseed into your everyday diet. Until the next episode, I remain Dr. B, a public health physician, and I help to promote health literacy and break down complex medical conditions, complex medical issues into easy to understand and simple ways. So take care and God bless you. Bye bye.